Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pro Wrestling World Talks with Dan and Mac.
Good Lord. You know what the worst part about last weekend is the fact that, number one, I turned another year older. Boo. But also, two, it's the fact of that on my actual birthday, I received one phishing email and then a spam email within like an hour at my workplace. And here I am having to send out mass emails to work people at like 4:30 on a Saturday on my birthday, where I may or may not have been overserved. So that's how my week started last week as far as wrestling is concerned going into the weekend. Hi, everybody. Welcome to PWW Talks. I am your host, Dan, and I am ever joined by my best friend for over 20 years and my co-host of this program, Mac. Thanks again for coming on to the program this week to talk about the original El Americano and AAA last Saturday night. And then, of course, we had Clash in Italy on Sunday, which, yeah, it was Clash, all right. It was a show. And then, of course,
I was thinking it was another C word.
Crap in Italy.
It was crap.
It's crap.
I listen. First of all, I think the mask versus mask match on Saturday stole the weekend. Honestly.
Oh, of course it did.
Maybe the entire show did compared to Clash. I'm not going to say that Clash was crap, which was that C word that I was indeed thinking of, but I have a hard time saying it was a great show either.
I mean, I would say it was
serviceable.
It
was decent.
Gotta kind of give it to Corey Graves, 2-point double duty, considering the fact that he was doing the AAA show
in Mexico,
and then went directly to Italy.
I don't think he slept.
In Italy.
I don't think he slept.
Well, he had to have on the plane,
but that would have been it.
Yeah,
that would have been the only sleep he probably got.
That would have been because it's just like, what are you doing, dude? And it's just like, yeah, but you think about a year or two ago when he felt like he got demoted. I'm sure that now he's doesn't think that at all, considering the fact of that it's just like that he's now considered on demand again, being at the pay-per-views. And
hold on. I think you're not wrong, first of all.
Yes.
But I think also it made sense for it to be him instead of Wade Barrett, considering Raw was also in Italy. So it made sense. He's the voice of Raw.
Correct.
And I feel bad for him having to go to a AAA show and then immediately jump on a plane, most likely, to hop over to Italy. That's tough. That's not easy. And I hope they charted him something nice for that, because that's a lot of travel in a very short amount of time.
Yeah. I'm hoping that at least he got a private plane or something out of that.
Something,
yeah. You know, like, oh, don't worry, we'll take care of you. I'm sure in a podcast we'll find that out one day, and somebody will be like, hey, that when you did the AAA show to Clash in Italy, so did they give you a private jet? And then if they didn't give him a private jet, we're all going to be like, well, why the hell didn't they get him a jet?
Yep.
Jeez, how much did this company make last year?
The other thing I would say about the AAA show is, please, for the love of God, do not put Rey Mysterio back on commentary ever again.
Added
nothing of value to that commentary.
It's like, just let JBL talk, all right? Just let Corey and JBL do the heavy lifting. Conan's still on the mend, which hopefully he'll make a good enough recovery
to come back
at some point. Yeah, because I was really enjoying the work that he was putting in. And I was concerned too for him when they made the acquisition to get AAA, because I'm like, that's been his home base, like, and they haven't had the best relationship in the past. Because Conan, if you remember Max Moon, do you remember Max Moon?
Vaguely,
Vaguely?
top of my head,
Yes. Conan was the original Max Moon. And there were some. The problem with Conan is that he was the Hulk Hogan of like Mexico at one point. He was a massive attraction. He was up, but so was Vampiro too, and they kind of had like a little bit of a rivalry. But so Conan was the original Max Moon. Didn't have a good relationship with the company after the falling out because then they went with somebody else in that character role. So he was kind of persona non grata. He didn't make the switch in 2001 after they bought WCW and never went over at any point. Then all of a sudden they get AAA, and it's like, well, he was at the Rey Mysterio Hall of Fame induction, and he did the speech, which I guess they were trying to already say, well, you can't say this and this. He's just like, I'm going to do it anyways. And then they bought AAA, and then it's just like, well, we're going to still work with him. It's like, well, that's good. But yeah, I wish Conan nothing but a speedy recovery because
same. Yep.
I don't want Mysterio on the broadcast again. It's just like, no, dude, no, you can be an ambassador or something or a general manager, but yeah, you can't do commentary, dude. Like there's just certain things you can't do.
Yep. 100%.
Dom, I think, could do it, but I don't think he could.
I don't know if Dom's really there with
Not yet.
not being in a promo. I guess the best way to say that. Like he's not a bad talker. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like it's from a different place still right now. Once he's gotten a little bit more comfortable, sure, maybe. But you look at other wrestlers that have switched over to commentary and have marginal success. Others do podcasts now, obviously. So, I mean, there is precedent, obviously, for wrestlers to turn into commentators, but I don't feel that Dom is at that level yet.
It's weird now because everybody thinks it's just like, oh, this person could do great doing this, or this person could do great commentary. Where sometimes it was never really the best, like guy, like the best of all time becoming a great commentator. Because I remember when Magnum TA when he got hurt, and they made him a commentator. Not a great commentator. But it's like, but you got to do something. Yeah, I get it. Jesse Ventura had a moderate, mid kind of wrestling career. One of the best broadcasters in the history of professional wrestling.
Right.
Bobby Heenan, one of the greatest managers of all time. One of the best broadcasters in the history of professional wrestling. There are those great anomalies, but I look at sports and it's just like Tom Brady 2 years ago, even a year ago, I would give him like a C or like a high D.
I feel like he's gotten better though.
The last year though, he's in like the high B's,
right,
low A's, and where I look at like Brady, and I look at Tony Romo, who I feel like has regressed tremendously. Brady, at least now, I think by this year and next year, he might be one of the best commentators in the NFL. So it's weird to kind of transfer from wrestling to the broadcast booth and kind of make it successful. I think with like Bryan Danielson's another perfect example of somebody that I'm just like,
I mean, I just don't want him to talk, period, but that's besides the point.
He did okay with the Cruiserweight Classic.
Right.
I thought he was good with that, but he worked with JR mostly, or was Morrow. I think it was Morrow and all, which, by the way, I got to give it to Maple Leaf Wrestling, Scott D'Amore's company. He now has working for them on commentary Mauro Ranallo and Don Callis.
Jeez.
That is an absolute dream team, in my opinion. Like, just the two, like, and of course, it's both Canadian, like, heroes. So the Canadian wrestling fans are just like, oh, just put Bret Hart in there, and it's just like a trifecta.
I don't know about that, but that would be interesting to say the least.
It would.
But yeah, I figure we can talk about some of these matches. So we'll start with Saturday, obviously. There were only 4 matches on the card. I was a little bit stunned by how this all went down because you had 3 title matches, and then obviously the El Grande Americano match, mask versus mask. But the first match was Laredo Kid defending against Ray Phoenix for the AAA World Cruiserweight Championship, and Ray Phoenix won and defeated Laredo Kid to become the new Cruiserweight champion.
Woohoo!
Yep.
Ray Phoenix has a belt finally.
Yeah, just not on the main roster.
Exactly.
The next match was even shorter, as a 7-minute match, a little bit over, was El Hijo del Vikingo. Yep. Defeating El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. for the AAA Latin American Championship. I'll go back to that. I have thoughts about that. The next match was Pagano and Psycho Clown defending the AAA World Tag Team Championships against the War Raiders, who then won the match. Before we go into the main event, I just want to talk a little bit about all 3 matches, kind of.
Okay.
Ray Phoenix, happy for him. Laredo Kid, still a great talent. I'm a little upset that Ray Phoenix is being featured in AAA, not on the main roster, where I feel like he belongs. Vikingo, honestly, I'm going to say the same thing. I don't understand why he's not a main roster talent yet. I just don't. The fans in AAA have kind of turned against him. He would probably do a lot better with the American audience, honestly. And then the War Raiders, listen, I'm all for them getting work. They're a good tag team. I think it's a little weird they're at AAA right now, but as long as they're employed and getting work, I don't care.
It's for them also being able to check off another box in their
100%.
Their careers as far as tag team championships concerned too.
I don't disagree.
They're starting to get in the category of the Road Warriors and 3D, being able, the Dudleys. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you meant. Yeah,
I know, but some people will be like 3D. It's like the Dudleys, but they're starting to get in the Dudleys and the Road Warriors territory of getting tag team championships in multiple promotions, because they were Ring of Honor tag team champions and they went over to WWE, and I think they won pretty much every one. So now they get the AAA one, so it's just like another one to just check off the box, check off the old resume. So
let's back that up for just a quick second. I don't remember off the top of my head. I don't know if you even will either. Who the hell are the tag team champions on SmackDown right now? Is it still R-Truth and Damian Priest?
Yes.
So what the hell are you doing with them?
It's
just stupid.
And they've just been working with like Miz and Kip Wilson, so.
And Royce Keys now too.
Yes.
Because of the whole freaking MFT thing. It's like, what are you doing?
Dude.
And listen, I'm happy for the War Raiders, don't get me wrong, but it's like, why are you sending them to AAA when you're already not doing anything with some of these tag team championships, especially on SmackDown?
It's annoying because it's like, and then too, they got rid of like half their division. Yeah. And then they're just like, well, we want to build up tag teams. It's just like, but you got rid of the Motor City Machine Guns. You got rid of the Wyatt Six. It's like, which I get, and I look at it from that perspective too of, well, we got to get rid of these guys because they're really not doing anything, or they're not making, nobody's reacting to them. The Wyatt Six, I get why you'd cut them. And I know probably some people are, Bray's legacy. Legacy of what? Like great starts and then they just peter out, die in a vine?
Boo ran.
I don't need that shit. I just don't. I don't need that. I don't need to get reminded half the time of like, oh, the white, why? Because of Bray. Fuck that. Like, this isn't
I get it for a nostalgia trip, but nostalgia is only going to carry you so far.
It doesn't, like, and when people are just like, well, TKO isn't really big on like the paranormal, because it doesn't really translate anymore. It just doesn't. It translated when we were kids. It translated when we were younger. But the problem is that everybody knows the little tricks and that type of stuff we're doing. Where Danhausen works because he fails at most of the stuff, and it's hilarious.
It's not even that he fails. It's just they present it in a humorous way.
Yes.
And that, like I'm sorry, like the stuff, a couple weeks ago when the power went out because of Danhausen, like that was funny. I'm sorry. Some of the other stuff that they do, I'm sorry, it's funny. Like I know people are gonna shit on it for whatever reason. And listen, you're entitled to your opinion, but he's selling merch.
That's it.
He's selling merch. He's printing money. But yeah, the last match, obviously, for Noche de los Grandes was the Mask versus Mask match. Maybe I'll be able to say it that one time tonight. El Grande Americano defeats the original El Grande Americano, and as we all found out, under the mask of the original El Grande Americano was one Chad Gable.
What a shock! Didn't
shocking?
Didn't expect
Yes,
that at all.
very very shocking.
I'm shocked, literally shocked, but not shocked.
I am not, but yeah,
no, of course not. Fantastic match, just the match of the weekend without question. It did have that feel of you really don't know what's going to happen here, and also too. I heard a lot of growing calls, and I saw the match, and the match was brilliant. I wouldn't say it's my match of the year pick. I'd still say that's Punk and Roman, just because of when you're the main event of Sunday night at WrestleMania, that carries a lot of weight. It carries a lot of weight.
So hold on a second. I'm not going to disagree with you at all, but let me ask you a question. If this was that match, would you have been disappointed?
What do you mean? Like if this was
like night 2, night 1 of WrestleMania, would you maybe elevate that opinion?
Night 1, no. I wouldn't have if it was the main event of night 1, I actually think we would have looked back at WrestleMania night 1 more fondly. It would have raised the overall grade to WrestleMania to be
I don't disagree with
in the higher category.
Sure.
No, I wouldn't have been disappointed with it was the main event of night 1. Do I think the match is great? Absolutely. I think it's one of the best matches of the year. And I also think it's just absolutely brilliant storytelling. And
yeah, I mean, the fact that his girlfriend came out with a ticket, the fact that the Los Grandes and Los Grandes Americanos, whatever, all got involved, which was expected, I feel like. Some of the spots I was stunned but happy with. Just the fact that they were trying them. The fact they got 30-plus minutes, which they absolutely deserved and should have gotten. The closing at the end of unmasking Gable and him getting a decent send-off despite all the bullshit the crowd was giving him the entire match. I thought,
oh god, the chanting was hilarious.
It was so well done that it made me really enjoy it. And you and I talked about this a little bit in pre-show, but the fact that they gave it away a second time after Raw on Monday, I thought was huge because it really was that kind of match.
Uncle Dave was singing the praises of it as well.
Yep.
Dave Meltzer was throwing around high praise for something that did not involve New Japan Pro Wrestling, CMLL, or All Elite Wrestling. He actually told people to go watch a AAA show.
It might, I don't know.
Who would have thought? Did not have that in my bingo card this week. Not at all.
He said
right
it was
with
one
the
of
Knicks
the
winning game
best...
one of the finals.
Yeah. He said it was one of the great match presentations of all time.
He's not wrong.
He's not.
He's not wrong at all. And who knew The Undertaker was this good of a booker? Like, who knew?
To me, this just proves what other people saw in both Chad Gable and Ludwig Kaiser,
Yep.
and how special of a talent they both are. And I hope that translates into something down the road for both of them, because this match proved they both deserve it.
Well, without question, I think Chad Gable has definitely earned his, whether it's for WWE or whether it's another company, because I think if he goes to AEW, he's just going to get, he's going to be probably a featured player there too. Even though I look at Tommaso Ciampa right now and I'm like, did you really do a lateral?
It was definitely a lateral.
What are you doing? Like, are you just doing a promo now about?
We always talk about this though. Like, it's Tony's toys, man. It's shiny until it's not. Shiny until it's not.
And I'm not hating on Tony, because it's like I think lately I've just been like I've grown more fond of him, because I think he's just, as far as his, because he's gotten better. Like, not only how he's handled the press, but I think as a booker he's gotten better. He's not all the way there yet, but he's gotten better. Which that does come with time. I mean, because they're just putting out unbelievable pay-per-views, like unbelievable pay-per-views.
It's still just too much for me. That's the problem.
I understand.
That and it's not cost effective. Not like either promotion is cost effective anymore at this point. But
gotta give them credit though. They got 200,000 for that last pay-per-view.
They
so
did.
I mean, that's hell of an improvement for where they were like 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh yeah, 100%. Before I move on, there will be a second week of Noche de los Grandes. There's only 2 matches announced so far that I'm aware of. Bailey, La Catalina, and Lola Vice against the Los Toxicas, which is Flamer, La Hydra, and Maravilla. I don't even know any of those last 2.
I know who La Hydra is.
I don't know Maravilla either. So.
Yeah, go look up La Hydra. You'll thank me later.
Well, I'm on Wiki, so I'll just do it right now. The other match they've announced is a Fatal 5-Way match, which is Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wilde, Lince Dorado, Mini Vikingo, and Octagon Jr.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's I believe it's this weekend. I don't know the start time. It might be the same, but either way, that'll close out the second week of Noche de los Grandes, since we also have another PLE to talk about, which was Sunday. Clash in Italy from Turin, Italy. An afternoon show, thank goodness, because I like those better.
Thank God.
So I'm just going to go through them. We'll discuss them after. So the first match was... the first 2 matches were on the first hour of ESPN. It was Cody Rhodes defeating Gunther to retain the undisputed WWE Championship. Rhea Ripley retained against Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship. There was also a singles match. Oba Femi lost this match to Brock Lesnar. Sol Ruka defeats Becky Lynch to become the new WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion. And Roman Reigns defeats Jacob Fatu to retain the World Heavyweight Championship in Tribal Combat.
And Jacob Fatu is now a member of the Bloodline.
So who didn't see that coming?
Yeah.
I'm a little stunned by some of these, honestly. I just going back to the start, like, I feel like Gunther probably should have won.
I mean,
Cody's better chasing. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
Yeah, that's fair. He is better chasing, but at the same time, it goes back to the 1960s with Bruno. It's a babyface company. 9 times out of 10, they're going to put the strap on the babyface and they're going to keep him champion. Even when all signs are telling you, you got to take the belt off him.
Well, they screwed the finish, so we're going to get a rematch anyways. I think
yeah,
we all
of
know
course.
that at this point.
We all knew we were going to get a rematch probably anyways.
Right.
The problem I have is that they took the heat away from this match because of the Sami Zayn turn.
If Sammy came out, I would have said yes, but he didn't, so I feel like it's a no. That's not to say, however, that if we look at it logically for a second, that it doesn't do a disservice to the match because we don't know. We don't know right now. We're recording this on Thursday. We'll have to see what SmackDown's going to bring, but I just feel, and we'll talk about it again when we bring up the main event. We already know who the brackets are for King and Queen of the Ring. It feels very much that whoever wins King of the Ring is probably going to face Roman. That's the vibe I immediately get.
Probably. I already have a feeling who it is, and I'm already fucking pissed off about it.
If that is who I think it is, which I feel like you already talked about it earlier in pre-show, then yeah, I'm not going to like that either.
To the extent of that we were talking about it because we're just like, oh, maybe we should do the theater again. And then I'm like, not if it's this. And you're like, yeah, you're right. I agree.
Yeah, if that's the main event for either night, I'm not going to want to go.
Which the rumor is, folks, is that it's going to be Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns for the championship. But,
it's either that or Jey Uso, yeah.
For the
I don't want either
time.
I don't want either of them. Whether it's Jey Uso or Seth Rollins, I don't want either of them against Roman Reigns. I objectively, you could have put in CM Punk, and it probably would have made more sense. But we'll talk more about King and Queen of the Ring as we go. We're not going to discuss it too much right now because it's still early.
Right.
The next match, also on ESPN, first hour, was Rhea Ripley defending and retaining against Jade Cargill. I believe I read that this was Jade's longest match in WWE to this point.
It was very, very long, but it was really, really good, too.
It was excellent.
Yes.
I think this was, to be honest, one of the better matches of the night, if I'm being honest. Not that Cody and Gunther was a bad match, but it kind of went quick, and they screwed up the finish, which I did not like. This one was pretty good for what we got out of it for almost 17 minutes. I think this was probably the match of the night, honestly. I think I'm a little confused as to why you just wouldn't put this back on Jade. Right. I don't really think Rhea needs it at this point. The only opinion I have is that you now can have EO win Queen of the Ring and then have a match against Rhea Ripley for the title.
I think their thought process was, well, let's put her on SmackDown. So that was the whole reasoning of, it's like, well, we'll get her off Raw, we'll put her on SmackDown.
Yeah, which I don't hate, but...
I don't hate it either. It's just, you don't need to give the title. She doesn't need it.
No, I don't disagree with that. I just... I don't know. I feel very weird about this after having her win against Rhea in that 6-woman tag match.
Right.
Where she's obviously pinching her to say thank you. And then a week later at your PLE, you're going to have her drop to Rhea.
Yep.
It's just a little weird. And listen, I don't think either needs the title. Just to say it that way. I don't.
Yeah, you're right. That's fair.
But I feel like this hurts Jade a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Unless you're moving her to Raw, which I doubt is going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. Not right now, anyways.
I mean, you can't do the Bianca feud that you want. You can't do a Naomi feud whether you want. So you wonder.
Jordan Grace.
Yeah, you want, but they already did that, and she already beat Jordan Grace.
Barely,
I know.
Though.
They didn't get any PLE matches. They pretty much just got like fucking TV.
They got TV and,
like a TV
and job
feud.
outs, honestly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Realistically, they didn't do anything with her.
Nope.
With that feud, I should say. So
they did.
Yeah. I could literally talk about that entire women's locker room all night. The next match was the Brock and Oba match.
7 F5s.
7 F5s in 6 minutes.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm okay with it.
I wonder if that was on DraftKings. If that was the
what the over under was.
What's the over on F5s?
Yeah. I I'm okay with the short matches for them. They're two powerhouses. I thought this was a good match for what we got out of it. Same as WrestleMania, right? That was also a short match. We got great content out of that.
Brock's barely going 10 now.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, he's going to save it for SummerSlam.
He's pushing for 50 anyways, so it's like, if he doesn't want to go past 10 minutes, it's like, all right, dude, no problem.
I mean, at the end of the day, I don't give a shit, yeah. For the content we're getting in those 6-7 minute matches, I'm fine with it.
That's fine.
Oba won his King of the Ring qualifier on Monday Night Raw as well, and I'm okay with that, but I do feel like Brock is going to screw that winning his eventual King of the Ring match down the road. With
Burn it down!
No. I don't think Oba should win King of the Ring anyways, to be honest, especially when you have that SummerSlam match with him and Brock pretty much, I'm assuming, already lined up, honestly.
Right.
So it makes sense that they're going to do it and pull the trigger on that, which is fine. It feels very weird to have him beat Brock seemingly retire, him go through 3 weeks of this open challenge, and then all of a sudden he just completely does a job
Brock
for Brock
again. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Which is, listen, fine, but it's weird.
Don't have him retire.
Exactly. 100%. It reminded me of a couple years ago when they had Brock versus Cody. Granted, the context was a lot different, but that's the route they're going. Which,
right.
Listen, I'm fine with it, but I just feel like there's other ways to build up Oba. Obviously, we already talked about it as well. Sol Ruka defeats Becky Lynch for the Intercontinental title.
Needed to happen.
I don't disagree. I've softened my stance a little bit. I don't know that this needed to be for a title. I don't know that you need to throw it at her that fast. I agree, though, that she needed to win the match, but
she did.
It
shouldn't have been even for the title, but they needed to have her win because the first month of her call up was just not good.
L. Yeah, it's been tough. And it's unfortunate because she is a great talent, but it's like they just seem to not really know how to book her effectively, which shocking, I know, right?
I know. That's the whole company right now.
Oh, 100%. 100%. But listen, this is a good match for what we got out of it again. Mm-hmm. At this point, though, I will just make one argument. Just fucking put Becky Lynch and Jessica Carr to fucking match already. Just do it.
Just do it.
Fucking do it, please. You've built this up so long. Just fucking do it already.
I know it.
Yeah, and then the last match
we didn't touch on this in the Jade Cargill match. I needed to bring this up.
What's up?
It's very weird Charlotte doing like babyface run-ins, like helping out like Rhea Ripley. I'm like, what the hell?
Speaking of that,
this is weird.
Speaking of that, real quick, I need to say this out loud. If you were in this camp that is against Alexa Bliss protecting herself from a chair shot to the head, please go fuck yourself.
You are just dumb.
She has a history of concussions.
Dumb.
They don't do headshots anymore.
No.
Yes, it was obvious. Yes, she might consider it a botch, but shut the fuck up.
Leave her alone.
Just stop. Just
leave her alone.
Please fucking stop. I digress. I don't disagree with you, though. It is weird to have Charlotte come in and do run-ins. They do need to kind of segue to a Charlotte Flair and Jade Cargill, feud.
Oh, I think that's happening.
Oh, 100%. But I just feel like if you're going to do that feud, it kind of should be for the title, too. And it should be a huge build. But I digress.
Problem is, once you get Charlotte back in the title picture, that's when the fans are going to start to be like, ugh.
Not if she drops it a month later, but I don't disagree with you either. Though.
No, because then it's like, because she's been out of the title picture for now, and fans are like really behind her. Fans really like her again. she doesn't need the belt right now either. I
don't
think
disagree with you. Yeah.
she needs to get like sympathy from like the crowd to go after the title. That's, I think, the only way, really, the next way that she's going to be able to kind of challenge for the title where people are going to not flip out again. And excuse me, I just wouldn't change her, by the way, for like the foreseeable future. I would keep her as babyface as long as you can at this point.
I don't disagree, but again, you could still do babyface Charlotte against, a heel Jade, which,
Yeah,
makes sense, honestly.
it does.
All right, but yeah, last match is Roman Reigns defeating Jacob Fatu, who's now part of the Bloodline, throwing up the ones and acknowledging his tribal chief on Monday night.
I love you, Roman Reigns. What?
I was a little surprised that this being tribal combat, that the Usos didn't really get involved.
And
where the fuck is Zilla Fatu, by the way?
His 3 title matches so far this year, no interference.
Yep.
So far for Roman Reigns. So that seems to be the new narrative for him of just like, I'm doing this on my own. Well, I know you are, but like,
Are you though?
are you?
Like, that's the thing. It's like, are you though?
Are you?
I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop.
I got my bloodline. Oh shit.
Here's the thing, and we kind of talked about this before the show started, and maybe in other conversations as well. My issue now is that you've kind of killed Jacob's momentum. The only other people really talking is LA Knight. Does not feel like that's going to materialize since he's in King of the Ring.
No.
So now what? You have a solid path with Cody and Gunther on SmackDown. What's your path for Roman on Raw?
It's a good question. Well, I think I know who it is. Burn it down. Shut up.
I don't know anybody that wants that.
No one. Unless, like, they're really big shield marks. Yeah, you're
hold on. Hold on. They've done it. They've done it. Daria, why did you do this? Why? Dan is holding his cap, by the way, for people that listen and don't watch.
Smoke.
Cause that problem.
There we go. I don't want it. Like, we've seen it enough times already in the past. We saw it a couple of years ago when he was the WWE champion. Rollins went over to SmackDown to face him. It sucked. It was not great. He got involved when Cody won and helped Cody win, essentially.
Seth Rollins is not compelling.
Care.
I've said this so many times, but it's the truth. Every time you make him a focal point, it blows.
But this goes back to what I was saying earlier, that I feel like whoever wins King of the Ring is going to face off against Roman.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, it doesn't seem like they have much.
They don't.
Which, fine. You had no plan really after, and I get that. Fine. But it's just like, why? Right? So, I'm just going to go through the bracket very, very quickly. I'm not going to show it on the screen or anything. I'm just going to say what they are. So, the first match was on Monday. We had Penta Obafemi, who won, Solo Sikoa, and Carmelo Hayes. So, just for those that are unaware, it's 2 guys from Raw, 2 guys from SmackDown, and a fatal 4-ways for the first round. Then they'll go to a second round and a third round after that in singles competition. The next bracket I see is Dominic Mysterio, Braun Breaker, Trick Williams, and Damian Priest. Trick should win that match. Seth Rollins, Siobhan Evans, Tala Tonga, who's the taller one, and then Ricky Saints is the third match, which Dan assumes that Seth Rollins is probably going to win that match. I don't disagree. The last one in the bracket that would face most likely Seth Rollins would be Jey Uso, LA Knight, Finn Balor, and Royce Keys. The only 2 people I want winning that match is LA Knight or Royce Keys.
Yes.
I like Finn Balor, don't get me wrong, but I definitely don't want Jey Uso to win that match.
Hell no.
And then you'll take it from there, right? We'll talk about the women in a minute, but objectively, the guy who it should be is probably that needs the biggest push right now is either Trick Williams, who I feel like is a little too early in the stint to win, or it should probably be LA Knight. I love Royce Keys, but it's still too soon for him too. I just really do not want Jey Uso or Seth Rollins winning this, because I just don't care. On the women's side is where shit gets confusing. So we already had one round as well. Roxanne Perez, Julia, Lash Legend, all defeated by Io Sky, which I'm not against, but they got to figure out what they're doing with Julia. The winner of the following match will face Io, so it's going to be Bayley, Raquel Rodriguez, JC Jane, and Kiana James. Next is Sol Ruka, Lyra Valkyria, Charlotte Flair, Jade Cargill. I don't know who's going to win that match, but I feel like it's not going to be Charlotte or Jade because they're probably going to screw each other over. Mm-hmm. And then the last match, which was the first one when they showed the picture, Alexa Bliss, Chelsea Green, as my Alexa just goes off, Becky Lynch, and for some fucking reason,
Liv Morgan,
who is the WWE Women's World Champion. And by the way, what does the winner of Queen of the Ring get?
A title shot.
Yeah.
But she's already the world champion.
Yeah.
Daria,
so
does that make sense?
Daria, seriously.
Does that make sense to you? She's become such an integral part of the show right now because she's
like, Daddy, you're in my spot.
Pretty much. She's mad.
She's mad. She's like, get out of my spot.
I'm in my, yeah, exactly. It's like, I have,
dude, she's like, I could see her just hardcore staring into your soul. Get out of my spot.
I know.
It's hilarious. On Monday Night Raw, funny enough, they had a segment backstage with Pierce and Maxine Dupree. Maxine Dupree is just like, why am I not in this? And she's like, it's stacked. Like, we have so many participants, blah, 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 blah. It's like, it's so stacked that you put your world champion in it?
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude. There's so many other talents that you could have put in this, and that's what you go with?
That's what he went with. But it's stacked. Is it?
And it feels like and we talked about this in pre-show, we'll talk about it here as well, that there is some aggravation backstage with the lack of storylines for Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan since WrestleMania. And I don't think that's a wrong frustration to share, honestly.
Well, I think their claim is the Stephanie Vicura thing for the Liv Morgan thing, which is just more than one talent in the backstage that you can put her with, you know? Like, I don't understand why it's like we don't have anything for her. It's like there's 50 girls in the locker room you could put her up against. Just make it make sense.
I feel that Liv is the type of talent that would probably work well with anybody.
Yep, she is.
And it's partially her size and the ability that she has and some of the size of the other women in the locker room. Because I'm looking at the four people in that match, her, Becky, Alexa, and Chelsea, and I feel that all of them would work well in any kind of program.
She was high as shit on the pre-show, too.
She was. That was hilarious.
Which I'm fine with, by the way. No problem there.
She's worked Lyra at house shows. She probably could work well with Julia. She probably could work well whenever Roxanne and or Raquel turn against her. She's had good matches with Bayley. She's had matches with Rhea Ripley. She could probably have a decent match with Maxine if it really came down to it. She really could probably, in that locker room, especially the Raw women's locker room, work well with anybody.
Yeah.
So why don't you have anything for her?
Because lazy booking.
I mean, that seems to be the the theme lately.
The ongoing theme in WWE, lazy booking.
So you had said something about a return, which I'm not going to verbalize until it happens, but there's two people, probably more actually, just that we don't talk about, don't know about, that are coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And my question when I hear that stuff is why? And it's not a knock on the talent that they're bringing in or bringing back. It's a knock of like, well, what the fuck are you going to do with them?
Well, I guess we can talk about it because you brought it up. Yeah. The rumor has, because of recent activities that's been going on around NXT, the PC facilities, Enzo Amore is going to be making his return back to WWE, supposedly. That is the rumor. And then on top of that, Big Bill, who was Big Cass in WWE about 10 years ago, hasn't been with the company since about 2018, 2019. His contract with AEW is going to be coming up in early June. So, considering the fact it's the first week of June, this could be any time now. So, and it was funny because somebody, it's weird because I understood the knocks and criticism that both guys got 10 years ago, 7, 8 years ago, when both guys were out of the company. I understood why. Big Cass had some mental health issues and some other attitude problems that kind of need to get figured out. He has done that. Also, too, concerning the fact that he's gotten himself in phenomenal shape. Like, he looks better now than he did 10 years ago when he was when in their peak as a team.
Right.
And then you have Enzo, who I did find him annoying at one point. I'll be the first one to admit it. I always thought, though, he was a phenomenal talker. Couldn't work in the ring, but I thought he was a phenomenal talker. He got fired, wrongful accusations, whatnot, turned out to be false. They didn't hire him back, but he went on the indie scene. And he's slaving away at that, grinding it out, trying to get better. Still has the personality. So both guys have stayed out of trouble now for over 5 years. Both guys have paid their dues, so to speak, of trying to get better, trying to be better talents, trying to be better people. So, and I know this is a long-winded answer to your question because it's just like, do you think it's going to work? I think it'll work.
So, hold on. It's not a question of it working. It's a question of what do you have for him? And it goes back to very old school, but still stuff that comes up with Dusty saying, maximize your time, maximize your minutes.
Yes.
What time does a lot of this talent have currently, and does signing people like the two of them take away from that time for other talent? And do they, when they come back, have the time to get over? Like, we talked about the Wyatts real quick, and we talked about how maybe that's not really on them and not being able to maximize their minutes, as it were. And I would agree with that statement. I don't think that's on them. But does that then detract from other talents being able to utilize that time and do a better job of getting themselves over, maybe? It's just, they've got a stacked locker room that, for the amount of talent they feature, is probably a little bloated. Not super bloated, but bloated enough.
Bloated enough.
2 to 3 hour shows, and AAA notwithstanding, NXT notwithstanding, like, you have to give them opportunities. And I'll say it this way in a different context for a much different talent. what the fuck has Johnny Gargano done except lay on a fucking crate lately? Just what? What? So are we taking 5 seconds away from Johnny Gargano and 2 seconds here and 5 seconds here and adding that up to 3 minutes to give Cass and Enzo when they come back, if they come back? It's a weird situation they have going on. And it makes some of the issues that we see, like this lazy booking that they kind of put out there sometimes, even more egregious for me. It's just like, going back to it for a second, I don't need Liv Morgan in Queen of the Ring. I just don't.
No.
I need her in a world title program because that's what she is. She's a world champion.
Yes.
Dominic Mysterio, I could make the same argument. He's a AAA Mega World Champion. Like, why is he not defending that title? You had him defend it once on a Raw, and that was good. Good to see that. But what have you done with him since?
The King of the Ring is a position for someone that needs a boost, or someone that needs a title shot, so to speak. Like, it worked with Gunther. It worked with Jade Cargill. It's not going to work with Seth Rollins. It's not going to work with Liv Morgan because they've been in the mouth and top before.
Liv, I could be objective and say they might be able to make it work. Only
Well, with
because
having the 2 belts, yeah, but
not so much the fact that she would have 2 belts, but Rhea Ripley would probably have 2 belts
Yes,
because they could
yes.
reignite that feud, which I'd be fine with. But again, it's context because I feel, and they didn't announce this, but if you caught it when you saw the graphics for King of the Ring, Finn Balor is now moving to SmackDown.
I saw that.
So you could very
Got
easily
traded the same day as Myles Garrett and AJ Brown.
He did. That's true. I was wondering why they were saying 3 big trades until I saw the Finn Balor picture. You could very easily kind of do this whole Judgment Day reject thing with Rhea and Finn and Damian Priest, and to a lesser extent, I suppose, with Truth and maybe Danhausen, who knows?
Right.
And figure out kind of what you could do with Dom, with JD McDonough, and then obviously the women in Judgment Day being Liv, Roxanne, and Raquel. But Rhea kind of has her back up too, I suppose. So you could figure something out, and you could do something with that. But at the same token, I don't know that she's going to stay in it. I do think, and you kind of mentioned it before, there may be a Stephanie Vaquer factor, kind of like I feel like there will be with Olba and Brock. But at the same token, I don't hate it just yet. I do think you could smarten up a feud between her and Rhea. They've visited this in the past. They've said see you soon before, when Rhea was on that one Raw before she transitioned to SmackDown. Like, you could do something there. It's just at the same token, I don't feel that Queen of the Ring should be the vehicle to get there.
No, it shouldn't.
I think having it be this champion versus champion for like the Crown Jewel Championship, that would be the better way of approaching this. Not Queen of the Ring.
No. It just shows you how creatively bankrupt they are, I feel like, right now. They need some kind of shot in the arm or something, or some kind of overhaul to kind of get some things back working, because it's just been entirely frustrating considering the talent that they have on board. It's like, you mean to tell me you can't make this just a little bit better? Just a little bit? But I digress. Anything else we wanted to... Anything else we wanted to talk about this week?
I guess we could talk that Mercedes Moné is back after
I saw
several
that.
months.
Involving in a Owen Hart tournament. It's tournament fever right now in pro wrestling. 2 of them going on right now. You got the Owen Hart Cup in AEW, and then you have the WWE, the King and Queen of the Ring. So Mercedes Moné made her triumphant return last night Maybe she's going to try to go back to back with the women's title. Well, not the women's title, but the women's Memorial Cup for Owen Hart. Who knows? Who knows? I did like Willow Nightingale. She had on her outfit last night looked like the danger zone with all the caution tape. That old Owen Hart outfit.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so I kind of got a kick out of that.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
I am not a nugget.
I am not a nugget. Whoa!
Still his best promo.
It's pretty sad, but you're right.
Like, I am a winner, a soul survivor. Woo! It's not even Owen Hart, but it's his best promo.
I am not a nugget.
How did my nose get this damn big?
Who was that did the impression of him? I forget. Somebody famous. That's all I remember. But yeah.
It was so damn funny.
It was damn good. Yeah, it was damn good.
Of course, they can't replay those now because certain people are doing things that they shouldn't be.
Yep. But
the croc just came back from the bathroom. You should smell what the croc is cooking. God.
But yeah, it's tough. I feel like wrestling's just overall in just kind of a weird place right now. It's very touch and go, hit or miss, depending on the promotion you're watching. And even if you watch all of them, I feel like some of them are just like, okay, this was good. This week sucks.
That's the thing. It's like 1 week's good, then the next week sucks. There's no like continuity as far as like consistency and just variety. I feel like too, we're just getting rematch from 5 years ago. Like, come on, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins at SummerSlam.
I just don't get it.
No.
I've seen it so many times already.
Seth Rollins I just don't understand why they just feel like we got to hitch our wagon to this guy. It's like, why? Why do you feel like you do?
I feel like there is enough history between him and Roman that you could make it work, but at the same token, literally, I don't understand
who gives a shit?
Wants it. That's the question.
No one in their right fucking mind wants to see that match. Unless they're hardcore Shield fans, and I feel like those have been gone for years. No one gives a shit about this. The only way that people would actually give a shit about this match is if Jon Moxley was the fucking referee.
I mean, I'm not going to say that, but I mean, anybody that is remotely involved in that story, I feel it could be. Which obviously, yeah, Moxley would make the most sense, but still, like, you could do LA Knight, you could do somebody else. My gripe with this is that, as I said, you've pretty much killed any momentum Jacob Fatu had.
I'll get him back.
He will, 100% he will, but still, you've consistently killed LA Knight's momentum. You have other guys that could come in and facilitate a monster feud with Roman Reigns, like Obafemi, like Royce Keys, like other guys, but it's just like, no, we're gonna push this family shit because we want the bloodline again, because our stock was high with the bloodline shit. And it's like, yeah, it was, but it was good because Roman was on TV consistently until it wasn't, obviously.
Is this bloodline like the NWO Wolfpack now? Or is that the MFT?
Is it just, well, no, MFT is Timu bloodline.
Okay.
That's Timu. I don't know what this is.
It's like, so is this the Wolf Pack or is it the silver and black one that they did with Bret Hart, NWO 2000?
I think the original bloodline was.
Outsiders.
I think the original Bloodline was the 2000 Patriots, and this is the 2010 Patriots.
It's a good assumption. Yeah, because Jacob Fatu is kind of like Gronk.
He is.
It's a very good comparison, my friend.
It happens sometimes. That
means Roman is QB1.
Well, he is OTC1, so kind of makes
He
sense. And I know some people are like, "Oh, start this whole Bloodline against the MFT thing," and it's like, I don't want that again.
No,
I don't care about that. For what reason? For what? So Solo can lose in Tribal Combat again? Like, for what? I don't care. Like, I just straight up don't care. I want them to have a meaningful story, but he's already beaten Solo, and it's just unnecessary. It's just completely unnecessary at this point. My biggest gripe, as I mentioned before, is the fact that it just seems like they have nothing for him right now. It's like, oh, you beat Jacob, so I guess you just wait for a month, and we'll figure out who wins King of the Ring for you.
Yeah, we'll just figure that out for you. You'll be fine.
It's fucking crazy.
I know. But hopefully next week it'll be better. Because this is week to week, I guess, now. Of like, things are good. Things are bad. Things are good. Things are good. Things are good. No, things are bad. Things are bad. Things are bad. Things are bad. So hopefully they'll turn it around.
I don't know what's going to happen. But they have, let's see, I think 3 weeks. 1, 2... Yeah, about 3 weeks until Night of Champions. So,
hooray!
And then that'll be an afternoon show because it's in Saudi Arabia, which
hooray!
We'll see if that actually happens with all that's going on in the world.
Hooray! I mean, boo!
Yeah, boo! Boo! Yay! Boo! Yay!
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, they've not announced any matches yet, aside from King and Queen of the Ring, which we still don't know who those matches will be with, anyways. But no other match has been announced yet.
I'm sure Cody will be defending the title.
It would make sense for Cody and Gunther to have a second match. It would make sense for Gunther to win, have Cody try to win it back at SummerSlam for a third match. But the last people that have beaten Gunther, Cody Rhodes has now done it twice. So
yep,
I think he's the only person that can really say that.
He is. But I think we should wrap things up for this week.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for giving us your time and being able to give you our opinion on professional wrestling, even though sometimes the product, we can sit here and be a little bit more judgmental than most, I feel like. But we're also trying to give you our honest opinion. And if we don't like something, we don't like it. We're going to tell you. So that's just how this is going to be. And you keep listening because you probably want to hear that honesty and respect it, which is a good thing. Because the last thing I want is for you to just randomly drop in a group chat one day that you think Paul Heyman is overrated. So, on that note, folks, we will talk to you all next week. Yeah! Enjoy your week. Have fun, everybody. Go Knicks!